Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon season 4 or Danmachi season 4 episode 7? And so many things happen in this episode compared to the last one that the shift, the focus of this episode is basically completely different than the last episode, because in this episode we got introduced to a whole lot of things, and I'm probably going to forget a lot of them, but hopefully enough I can say the most important things, because again, so many new information that was given to us in this episode at once. And I gotta say, this episode really set the tone because it got me hyped up, because everything that happened in this episode made me more and more and more excited for episodes to come. And I gotta say, this second half of the season is definitely going to be a good one. So basically the episode starts with Cassandra, which I think she's the focus of the whole episode. Of course we see other characters throughout the whole episode, but she's basically the whole focus of the episode, because we see her struggle throughout the whole episode, because the episode starts with her having a premonition of what is about to come, well, in the future, of course. So she has this premonition, and of course, as always, she is very worried, because that's the person she is. That is kind of a curse, but at the same time a gift, a bless. It's kind of both things. It was explained by her God that, well, that is the person that she is. She's kind of a gloomy person, kind of a quiet person because of her power to see the future. Like I said, it's kind of a gift but also a curse. And we see that in this episode, because when she has that premonition, well, she's trying to avoid it. She's trying to convince everyone else in the party to not go to the expedition that everybody is having, to go hunt down Ryuu, because everybody's trying to gain some money while hunting her down. And Cassandra's trying to avoid this, because she knows that if everybody goes and everybody does what exactly happens in her premonition, well, bad things will happen, because as we saw in the premonition, a lot of people will die, basically the whole party except for Belle, I think, and Ryuu. So yeah, that is not a good sign to come if everything goes down as it happened in the dream or in the premonition. So she's trying to avoid that, and of course nobody believes her, because even in this same season we got her premonition destroyed, or it didn't happen. It sort of did happen, because bad things happen, but not necessarily to the full extent of the premonition that she had. So I guess you can call it half and half in the premonition that she had in the first half of the season, of this fourth season. But because of that, now nobody believes her, and she has to do a lot of more work to convince them, which we see throughout the whole episode, because she is throughout the whole episode trying to convince everyone, trying to play things out in her way, trying to not split the party away, trying to not get people going into some places, asking questions, asking for favors and things of that nature, again because she doesn't want the premonition that she had to come true, which is good because we don't want everybody to die, of course. And yeah, everybody's having an expedition to go hunt down Ryuu, and of course Belle's party makes the plan to also go in the expedition, but with the intent of reaching Ryuu first, because if they reach Ryuu first, they can talk it out and she can explain what is the reason why she's doing the acts that she's doing in, well, that basically. And that is the whole plan of Belle and the party, and that is why they joined the expedition, which the guy that supposedly saw Ryuu killing the other person, it is explained by Belle that he's probably lying, which I am inclined to believe because he was pretty dramatic in this episode. He was accusing Ryuu of basically murdering the person that died without any substantial evidence, to be honest. So yeah, I actually agree with Belle that he was probably lying. I don't know why he's lying. Maybe because he simply wants money. So yeah, that could be the simple reason why he was lying. He wants to hunt down the Win or Ryuu because he wants money. And like I said, they go to an expedition to hunt her down, and because of this, Cassandra is trying to avoid the whole party from meeting her, because she gets hints in her premonition that, well, certain things will happen, and if she avoids those certain things, she can avoid the whole future. For example, she, at the end of the episode, doesn't want the whole party to go down to the, I think it was the 27th floor. So she only sends out Belle because in her dream it was the whole party that went down to the 27th floor and died. So that is already a step to avoiding the premonition, only sending Belle. And she also asks Wilf a favor, which is to make sort of a scarf. I don't know what the reason for making that scarf is. Maybe it has to do something with the future. We're not really explained why the reason is, because throughout the whole episode we see this. We have sort of talks that happen in the background because we have skips from one scene to another where a talk takes place, but we don't really see that talk take place in the anime per se. And the scarf thing was one of those cutscenes because we don't really see the reason why she asked Wilf that favor. Again, I suppose it has to do something with the premonition that she had, but yeah, she gives it to, or I should say, Wilf gives it to Belle at the end of the episode, and now Belle is heading to the 27th floor, and we get explained throughout the whole episode a couple of times that Ryuu is level 4 and she's one of the better level 4s. And this is going to be really important because I mean they explain it a lot of times in the episode, so that will definitely play a big role in the anime in this fourth season, because we know that Belle is level 40, he's one of the better level 4s, and now we also know that Ryuu is level 4 and one of the better level 4s. So there's definitely going to be a tough competition if Belle gets to fight Ryuu, because I don't think she's really a bad person. I don't think she did it or she killed the person that was shown at the start of the episode and at the last episode. I don't think she did it, and even if she did it, I don't think it was for a bad reason or anything like that. But if for some reason Belle and Ryuu fight, well, it's going to be a tough fight because they're both level 4s. They are both at the top of being level 4, so yeah, it's going to be definitely a very, very tough battle if they have one. And yeah, that is basically all the episode. The episode focuses on that, on Cassandra, on her character, on what is her life. Hopefully in the next episode we can see finally Ryuu take a little bit more screen action. We saw her in a brief scene in this episode, but I want to see more of her. I want to see her meet Belle, so let's see if it can happen in the next episode. And yeah, I mean, that is everything for me. That is everything for my review. Sorry if I skipped something important that was mentioned in the episode, but I mean, it was so much information that it's simply too much to analyze, simply too much to remember. But hopefully you enjoyed my review, and I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.